Hello, everyone. Welcome to Claret and Booze. My name's Nick. This is a rolling ramble. I'm out and about today, so yeah, been doing a little bit of work up in Milton Keynes. Back, stopped for a break to speak to you lot. Then I'm off to Loughton. Okay, bit of a debrief after last night. Not really much of a debrief, if I'm being perfectly honest, because I weren't overly emotional after the game last night. I wasn't. I'm sure you could see that from the tone of the video. It was poor game, poor video, as far as I'm concerned. I can't polish a turd. That's one thing I've discovered. All right. But I'm gonna double down on what I said because a lot of criticism which I expect with that type of game. I get it. I do understand it. But I'm gonna address some of that as well. As always, though, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe and don't forget to drop a like on the video because it does really help us. Yeah, so I suppose going back over the game again, focusing on the positives. So the positives are we won. That's 2 back-to-back, 2 clean sheets. It was a very easy game. There was no stress, no problems whatsoever. But when you have to sort of do what we do, which is run a YouTube channel, you do have to talk about it a little bit. So you've got to go into it in a little bit of detail. You've got to review the game. The game itself was painful. It was turgid. It was tepid. It was, if you'd have recorded it and played it back at double speed, it might have been somewhere near the normal pace of a Premier League game. You had a team in Leicester that had no interest in coming at us at all, no interest whatsoever. They kind of sat back, didn't press us, and we had no interest in sort of taking the game to them. We were just passing the ball around in our own areas. That's why we had such a, I think it was like 68% at one point in terms of possession stats. So it was a missed opportunity for me for Potter, and it certainly was for the fans as well because they were shit. I mean, probably the worst team that I've seen come to that stadium. They were terrible. Now, I know that we were stung when we went away to Leicester before and they beat us. We had 30 shots on goal. That wasn't anything to do with our game plan. That was because the forward players weren't putting the ball away. I think we broke our record in terms of goal attempts in a single game. They're terrible. So to do that at home, almost replicate to a degree the same formation what won at Arsenal, which again I suppose you can understand. You've got to reward a team that beat Arsenal. I get it. Put the same team out there, but two completely different opponents. We've got a 12-day break now. It's good. We've climbed a place in the table. Everton are back down there again, and we're level points with Man U and Tottenham, I believe, aren't we, on 33 points. So look, it's good. It's good moving forwards. When we come back, we've got Newcastle at home. Less said about that, the better. I think I'd rather be away. But yeah, I was just hoping to see so much more. I was so excited and so hyped up for that game. You look at Leicester, they're awful. As we saw again, you look at them in their previous games and you look at them there, they're rubbish. They really are. So I was expecting us to be a little bit more adventurous. We didn't. We completely and utterly coasted through and got 3 points. And when somebody else outside hears me saying that, they're saying, what are you moaning about? Well, the issue is, anyone who's been to that stadium, I'm talking from a fan's perspective, anyone who's been to that stadium knows that those fans deserve some excitement, some enjoyment. I spoke to several people that went to the game last night. I didn't, thank God. They all said the same thing. They all said it was awful. They all said it was terrible. If you listen to the fan cam post-match chat between Nicky, Scott and Dan, West Ham Fan TV, they said the same thing. It was probably the quietest game they've ever been to. 2-0 up, at home, under the lights. What's all that about? The football is what that's all about. We've got to give him time, and he is going to get time. And just so everyone knows, I am on board with Potter. I am. I don't want any talk of him being sacked, But is my mind blown with what I'm seeing, like a lot of other people? Probably not. No. I'm hopeful that things will change, but I'm not over the moon with what I've seen so far. I love the fact that he's addressed issues within the squad and the team are looking more positive and they're putting in more effort now and they look more galvanised. They look like they know what they're doing. That's a massive plus. But in terms of the way that we're approaching the game of football at the moment, not so much. It's pragmatic, really pragmatic. If you play like that at home against Leicester with 3 at the back and 2 CDMs, even when you can see they're not even trying to attack you, you don't change it, then I think that says all you need to know about the kind of the mentality of the primary mentality of the coach, which is kind of just get the points in. And look, maybe it will change once he gets his players in that he needs. So a lot of people said last night the issue that we've got, and I'm not disagreeing by the way. The issue that we've got is we've got a lot of players that benefit from a transitional game. So they're good in transition. What they're saying is counter attack. Players like Kudus, players like Bowen, even our midfielders, they're kind of they benefit from a quick, snappy transition. But we're not playing that way. We're kind of it's reins on. So we win the ball back, and it isn't get the ball forward as quick as you can, which would play to the strengths of Kudus and Bowen, who play on the shoulder, like to beat a man. It's stop, wait, pass sideways, pass backwards, draw them out. Draw them out slow. It's really difficult to create chances that way because you're always going up against a settled defence. So you need to have top-class players to be able to break a settled defence down in the Premier League. You know, I'm all in favour of quick transitions. You know, catching people on the op, they've attacked you, you win the ball back, spring, bang, go. I like that. It gets you off your seat as well. So, and those types of players I like. You know, players, explosive players. That's what a transitional player is. A player that kind of comes alive when you win the ball back and they just go. They go direct. That's the type of player that I like. But if this is what we're looking at here, then that's the type of player that will probably be phased out. And we'll be looking for more players that will control the ball and be more patient and stuff like that. So we'll have to wait and see how it pans out. But like I said, I'm on board with it now. It's, you know, it is what it is. I'm excited to see what Potter does in the summer when he kind of brings some of his own players in to see what that brings. Yeah, but I will critique a performance as and when I see fit, to be quite honest. You tune in. So to address a lot of the criticisms that I got last night, first of all, I ain't apologising. If you don't like my opinion, as far as I'm concerned, it's tough. I weren't out of line. I was just honest. You tune into a fan channel to get someone's opinion. I'm just a fan. I'm giving you my opinion. I'm not mainstream media. I'm not being paid to offer balance to appeal to a wide audience so that I keep everyone happy. No, I'm just telling you how I feel. It's honest. I'm not saying I'm always right. You know, I probably rarely am. But it's how I feel at that time. That's what it's all about. And there's so many comments on there that are just absolute nonsense. So I don't mind being disagreed with, but offer some context. Nick, I disagree with you because, as there were quite a few in the comments yesterday, because I could see the passing improving, I can see identity in the team, stuff like that. You know, add some body to the criticism. That's fine. Well, it ain't even criticism. That's just having a conversation at that point. But when you've got people to just go, oh, you're negative. You're a fucking div. That's what you are. If that's all you can say without offering anything in return, I'd love to see you come on camera after that game and deliver something worthwhile watching. Because I tell you what, the game weren't worth watching. So I'd love to see you come on camera and speak and offer something positive up. Offer some context to what you're saying. Now, like I said, I don't expect people to agree with me. In fact, a lot of people don't. Most people don't. But if you're going to offer criticism, at least make it, you know, viable to a degree. I've had some people say, I agreed with you when it was Moyes and when it was Lopetegui, but now it's Potter. I don't agree with you anymore. You're just negative. So what you're saying is, I agreed with you when you had my opinion, and I've always supported you when you had my opinion, but now you're saying something I don't like, I can't handle it, so now I don't support you anymore, I can't watch it anymore. I'm going to go and find someone who does have my opinion because I can't cope with a difference of opinion. It's literally what you're saying. But anyway, I don't give a shit. If you don't like it, don't watch it. It's free. I do this for free. It's not a living. I'm out of work at the moment. You know, I literally do this as a hobby to speak to you lot because I enjoy doing it. And for the handful of fucking idiots that you get that say things like that, I focus far more on the positive interactions that I have with the brilliant people that do follow this channel. So thank you for watching. And like I said, I'm not always going to get it right. As far as I'm concerned, yesterday I did get it right. I said everything. I said the positives. I didn't say anything about Potter out. Didn't say anything like that. I just said it was a shit game of football, but we got the 3 points. We've got another clean sheet, but it was a poor game. That is what it is. If you don't like that, if you can't handle the truth, don't watch Claret and Booze. Go and watch a fucking gaslighter. There's a few of them out there as well. I'm not going to do that. Never will. Never will. So look, that is it from me. All right, that's enough ranting and raving. But yeah, I'm not being funny. If that's all you can do is come in here and go, you're negative with no context, you're a fucking moron. That's what you are. Yeah. You. Yeah. It's Friday. Get yourself down the pub, have a pint, enjoy your weekend, enjoy 12 days international break as well. I've got to be honest. Normally, I don't like them. I'm quite looking forward to it. You know, going to strip the content back a bit. Won't be doing too much, and wait for the build up for the next game because it's. I think we all need a break from this. Really, at the moment, it's good that it's changing, but it's yeah. I don't know. I think it's driving the whole fan base mad. You've only got to look at it in there. People say, "Oh, you're not even a supporter because you don't go to." Well, I do go to the games. I'm saying I don't want to go to the home games anymore because not really much supporting happens in that stadium. Define support. Is support sitting in a stadium for 60,000 people sitting in a stadium in silence? Is that support? No, it ain't. Support is a handful of thousand going to an away game on your feet, fucking singing, chanting, getting behind the team for 90 minutes. That's support. Literally support. What happens in that stadium is something different, and that is not an attack on the fans. It's just a dynamic that's been created. You've got no one around you. Last time I went against Brentford, if you do get up and you start making noise, people start giving you dirty looks. You're full of tourists who don't understand anything about the two teams that are playing in front of them. So, yeah, I don't blame the fans, but come on. There ain't no support happening at home. I think you're only going out of FOMO at the minute. Fear of something good might happen. But to be honest, rarely anything good happens at home at the moment. They've got to sort that out. They've got to sort that stadium out because it is dying over there. It is dying. And one last shout out as well to Hammers United, who have been driving through the concessions protests. It's all come good in the end. They've withdrawn their plans to axe concessions, and they're freezing price hikes as well. So yeah, well done to all the people that were involved in that. I have got my conspiracy hat on as always with West Ham. I do think to myself now, especially when you watch that and you have a look at this season, you do think to yourself, how the fuck could they raise prices? Who would pay more to go and watch that at the minute? People wouldn't. So yeah, I think they've done the right thing. So well done. But I'm cynical as always. Feels like we're getting a deal now. Oh, look, we'll renew our tickets now because it's been frozen. I was going to put the prices up. Put the price. You can't charge more for less of a. We're customers. The product is now less. You can't charge more for it. All right. Maybe once we start seeing beautiful, fluid football at home and plenty more goals and lots of excitement, then you can charge more. You can't at the moment. You're serving up a shit sandwich. That's what you're serving up. Anyway, I'm going to go. So I'll speak to you all later. Come on, you irons.